Black Sun Zenith. Wraths are good. Wraths allowed in tiny leaders are good. Welcome back to the second game in this series between Glissa the Trader and Grenzo Dungeon Warden versus Ayli, Eternal Pilgrim, and Geist of St. Traft. Geist and Ayli won the first game, some sideboarding occurred, and we now bring you game 2 already in progress. This time, Grenzo has an Ophiomancer of his own, while Glissa has a Bitter Blossom. Or at least he did until Geist's Celestial purged it away. Bloodghast from Ayli, and nothing from Geist. Wouldn't make too much sense to cast Geist right now since Grenzo has Ophiomancer. On their next turn, Vault Scourge from Glissa, paying 2 life. The blue team then attacks, dealing the red team 5 damage. They then cast post-combat Deathrite Shamans, and another Bitter Blossom, both of which Geist let resolve. The blue team is pooping out threat after threat. At the end of blue team's turn, Geist casts Unexpectedly Absent for 1 on the Bitter Blossom. Geist apparently does not like that card. Ayli starts his turn by attacking for 2 with the Bloodghast. He then casts Black Sun Zenith for 2, killing all their opponent's creatures. And you know Geist is settling in for a turn of countering when he doesn't cast anything and instead plays Untapped Hallowed Fountain, dealing himself 2 damage, passing the turn. On the blue team's turn, Glissa starts by casting Hangerback Walker, and sure enough, Geist casts Memory Lapse to counter the artifact, noting that Glissa has been missing land drops and now will continue to miss land drops next turn too. Grenzo then casts Lifebane Zombie. Geist checks his hand to see he doesn't have any white creatures, and then checks Ayli's hand and finds one, so he counters the zombie.
All the counters.
On the red team's turn, Geist casts his commander of St. Traft, leaving up 2 blue mana. Ayli casts both Bygone Bishop and Zulaport Cutthroat, investigating. Glissa then pays 3 life and casts Toxic Deluge, which Geist of course counters with Negate. Geist is then out of answers when Grenzo casts Rolling Earthquake for 4, killing everything. After the Cutthroat triggers, the blue team ends up losing 10 life and the red team loses 6. Then on the red team's turn, Geist of St. Traft immediately gets cast again. Ayli landfalls and finally remembers to bring back Bloodghast. He then casts Mother of Runes, hoping all the mass removal is now done with. He then casts and flashes back Lingering Souls, making 4 spirits. On the blue team's turn, Hangerback Walker the returned from Glissa, and Bitter Blossom the returned from Grenzo. Grenzo Dungeon Warden also comes out with 2 extra counters. Geist casts Spirit Mantle on its commander so that it can't be blocked. Preacher from Ayli. The red team then attacks and Geist brings an angel, Grenzo eats the Bloodghast, and the blue team takes 11 damage. Mirren Crusader post-combat from Geist. The blue team's turn, 1 life loss and a fairy on the upkeep. Not sure if they're going to be able to make it another turn. Grenzo activates his commander 3 times, putting Grim Lavamancer into play and 2 non-creature cards into his yard. Glissa casts Maelstrom Pulse to blow up Geist's Spirit Mantle, so that Geist can be blocked again. Ayli sacks his Clue at the end step to draw a card. Geist then suits up his commander with Spectral Flight, and then casts Brainstorm. Creature then steals Grenzo's Grim Lavamancer. The red team then attacks, more like the red zone team. The blue team blocks as best as possible, but no matter what, they still take lethal damage. That's the game and the match for Geist of St. Traft and Ayli Eternal Pilgrim. Alright, there you have it. Right off the bat, Grenzo and Glissa established themselves as the beatdown by running out so many creatures, but then the tides immediately turned in the red team's favor after a clutch Black Sun Zenith from Ayli. Grenzo and Glissa had board wipes of their own, but the red team was able to recover pretty easily. Geist again established himself as the answer man with not only removal, but permission enhancements for Geist as well. Geist of St. Traft, that is a deck that had 0 cards sitting around in hand doing nothing. Everything was useful. Lingering Souls was also pretty useful. Okay, that's it for now. If you haven't seen it yet, or even want to see it again, I won't judge you. Click here to see the first game we played in this series, pre-sideboard. Or you can check out a regular non-two-headed giant game of Tiny Leaders we played here. Oh, and one last thing. We hope you enjoyed this two-part series of Tiny Leaders Two-Headed Giant. As I've complained about before, these gameplays take a lot of time and effort to create. We try to post gameplays every week, but that's not always feasible. I know some of you would like us to post games more often. And something we're considering doing is allowing our fans to donate. If we get enough positive feedback about this, it may continue to allow us to post content more regularly, or at least to continue to do so weekly. Not sure yet, we'd have to see how it goes. But please, let us know your thoughts on the matter. We love you guys. Stay cool, stay clone. Alright.